So you dress up. I'm curious if people want to know. Somebody just up there, yeah, up there.
I'm curious. How is that all good?
Two more weeks, you can do this. Actually, I think.
He's right here.
Bring parents and.
I don't even know where it is. I don't know. Not very fast.
Just trying to find out. Oh, you want to lay down?
There you go.
Here, Tim.
Hey, is that your?
You know what? You'll come see. Rent a chair.
Feels like I'm sitting there, Karen, Bill shows up, I'll give this to
call the meeting to order. We could start with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, first item on the list tonight, I'd like to get a motion for the approval of the amended agenda as presented. Second. Okay, all in favor? Michelle, they're voting verbally, correct? Or you put? Okay, we are voting. Michelle, do you have the majority?
Yeah. First, did you vote?
Yes. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, public comments. We have several people here tonight. Two people have written their name down, Hayden Peterson and Brady Steigers. So at this point, I'll have Hayden come to the front. Please state your name and your address, and then you have 2 minutes to speak from your tongue.
My name is Hayden Peterson. My address is 318 Cook Street. And I'm just curious, where does funding for the softballs and I know this is kind of more specific, but softballs and baseballs, where does the funding come from? Is it attendance? Is it concessions? All of them? Is it donations? And the reason I ask is because there was a freshman this year that hit a home run over the fence when they went and retrieved the ball and went to give it back. It wasn't my daughter, but I coached this girl, and they went to throw it back to Blue. And I was like, hold on, that's a good home run ball. He's like, well, it goes in the rotation, and she'll get it at the end of the game. Well, I don't know if you guys know much about Blue. They got more than one ball in their pocket. It can get mixed up. Simple, something small, but it's a core memory for those kids. And for them to take those core memories away was another topic. But I just want to know where the funding comes from. If I can do something to help raise money or donations that I can direct it more towards that, so that way these kids can get the ball. I mean, the softball's less than $10. I mean, and it happens a couple of times a year for a kid, maybe like a big, ask the kid if they want it, even if not, the balls after they're in the game, they go to practice, they can't be used in another game. So I can't this kid just take it home with them. More specifically, it was the JV second game of the evening, that one specifically. But so I have a 24-hour rule. Wait 24 hours before you put anything on Facebook. I know some of you have seen me post on Facebook. And so I posted something asking I've been in the softball community for a while. So I've asked other people and other surrounding, and it's school by school basis. It's not like that's what I was told. I could be wrong. So I just want to know why. I don't want to know why. I just want to know how we can fix that, just to get these kids their core memories back. She's got a memory. She still got the ball. She got a ball, I should say. It was after the game. They still gave it to her. So she still got the ball, but she even told me, she's like, oh, it might not even be a real ball. And she said that actually to the coach that was holding a brand new ball to give it to her at the end of the game. So if you're going to hold a brand new ball, give it to her. You can't throw that into the game and go. If I could get any answers, I'd appreciate it.
I think at this point, we need to look into what the policy is with the softball team or with the athletic director and determine, is it the same as baseball? Does it happen?
Well, that same.
I don't think giving you an answer tonight, I would speak wrong on that.
That same night, I pulled one of the coaches from the baseball league. He coaches here and down in Lily. I pulled him aside and asked him if the baseball does the same thing. He was standing right behind me when I was talking to Chip about it, and he's like, "Yeah, they do, but actually tonight there was a kid that hit one over the highway into the front yard of somebody, so he gave him that ball." So I guess
Well, I don't know that that's necessarily the truth, but I think we need to kind of get to the bottom of it. Like, that way it's, it's not just one or the other.
Can I leave my email, or can I get email so I can see if I can get to the bottom of this?
All of our websites and my phone numbers on there, so if you want to contact me, that's fine. Or we'll reach back and find out what the plan is.
I appreciate your
Yes,
time.
we reach your information.
Appreciate that.
Okay, Braden Stigers.
Hello, my name is Braden Stigers, and 5835 North End West address. And the reason I want to talk to you guys today is about my Eagle Scout project. I am with the Delphi Boy Scouts, and for our upranking of Eagle Scout, we must do a community project. And are you guys all familiar with Eagle Scouts, Boy Scouts? I have a couple photos here. That's around. Just pass them around. Thank you very much. So my proposed project, well, I should start off with this. I am also a part of the Delphi band, really great community there, and part of the arts department. Wonderful program with that too. My one concern is outside during marching band season with the band, usually march in the parking lot, but we sometimes also go out and march into the dark. And outside, it's a wonderful place. I would be outside 10 out of 10 compared to inside learning something. But if you walk outside of our arts department, it's just old, no seating area, and if there are some benches there. They're just old and warped. I mean, which I'm sure when those were new, that was plenty. But I propose to revamp that area for the arts department, and I also have heard that the special education department, they walk around outside the school, and this would be a perfect destination for them to just stop and have a little rest, or not there, and the library could also use that space for, say, education facility as well. So in those photos are the current outside area, and the listed, like the new items are the proposed items that I'm going to put in there. It would be about 1 to 2 pergolas in the concreted or bricked areas, and we would try to get the old Dairy Queen seating arrangements from the storage facility near Delphi here, and that would be at no cost if we could get that arranged. So we would remove those benches, and there's also have ideas of putting in some more foliage, which would be maintained, and just overall giving that area a new life. Being able to go out there and have more educational opportunities, and having a better overall environment for school.
So you're wanting to do this as your Eagle Scout project, is that correct? Is that something, so you're looking for an approval from us at some
Yes.
point to decide whether we can move forward with that?
So, yes, so I'm just looking for pre-approval to this, so I can take it to my council, and then and once that is approved by them, I will start work.
I would think that, Braden, I think this is a lovely idea and so appreciate your dedication to all of the programs that you're involved in Venus Fiscal Corporation. That is awesome. And I know you reached out several months ago to floating that idea out there. And I think what you've done, the pictures that you provided have a great vision. I definitely think that the appetite is there for us to consider this. So we would definitely be focused in the conversation about some of the details and how that would look, but fabulous job. So yeah, thank you so much.
And if there are any more questions, let me want at this current moment, feel free to talk to me at any time.
Do you have a deadline?
Like, that is,
Okay.
We can.
Have you talked to the administrator yet? Have you talked to the building administrator yet? I would suggest that too, because that is part of the.
Okay, well, thank you for your presentation, and with this, we will consider this.
thank you.
Thank you, Braden.
Okay, with no one else signed up for public comment, at this point, we'll move forward to student fund. Mrs. Brown?
That's part of the whole meeting. So we are gonna start with the May 2025 DCEF Student of the Month, and Mr. Cock and your teacher presentation, you guys would like to come forward.
Okay, so I am Mrs. Stinson, and I am Amalia's teacher, and it has been a pleasure having. Yes, it's really different speaking in front of adults, rather than my first grade classroom. I'm like, well, different in here, huh? So she has been an absolute joy to have in the classroom. She is so sweet and kind, and she is helpful to all the students and the adults. And there has been one student in my class who needs a little help sometimes, and she quietly helps him without me telling her or asking her, without anyone directing her. And she's just very intuitive of the needs of others in the classroom. I couldn't ask for a better little teacher. She really is a mini teacher. There was even a day I was out of the classroom and another teacher was covering the room, and the next day she came to me and talked about how helpful Amalia was with her and the student. And so I was sharing the story with my first grade teachers, and we all agreed that she definitely deserves this award. So we're very proud of her, and I'm definitely going to miss her next year. She's an awesome young lady.
And just to know for the families, when we get done with all of the presentations, we'll take some time to bring the students back up here for some pictures with their flag. Next, we have the middle school student of the month.
Good evening, thanks for having us today. We're with Oliver Knechtel, the seventh grade team got together and we find a better representative that we have in Oliver. We all got together and wrote this up. So the seventh grade team is proud to recognize Oliver as our student of the month for May. He consistently demonstrates outstanding academic achievement, positive attitude, and a strong commitment to our school. Whether it's lending a helping hand, sharing comments to others, or putting in extra effort in class, Oliver truly sets his example for his peers. Also likes to chime in with a little bit of humor once in a while. It's all good. So congratulations, Oliver. Keep up the great work.
Next, we have two presentations. The first is from the May board meeting because Caleb Hosier, not the May board meeting, the April board meeting. Caleb Hosier, I guess he had a golf tournament or something. So he was, on behalf of the school corporation, we excused him to go play on our golf team. And we have to apologize. We have your plaque and we left it in our office. So we will have your plaque for you. And we're still going to recognize you, but for April student of the month at the high school.
Caleb was chosen because he did a lot for our school in the last month. That was past 2 months, actually. Last year and this year, he created the invitations, the flyers, and the programs for the This I Believe program. He demonstrates creativity, responsibility, and patience as he works through multiple revisions until they get to a final product that's just right. Mrs. Tonsoni says he has also been busy with Mr. Tonsoni in bracketology, working diligently each power hour, attending Purdue events as media, and participating in a weekly online television show, reporting the latest analytics from Delphi based on the recent games. So, Caleb.
Next, we have two presentations. The first is from the May board meeting because Caleb Hosier, not the May board meeting, Caleb Hosier, I guess he had a golf tournament or something. So he was, on behalf of the school corporation, we excused him to go play on our golf team. And we have to apologize. We have your plaque and we left it in our office. So we will have your plaque for you. And we're still going to recognize you, but for April student of the month at the high school. gonna run Lily Harrison.
All right, Lily is a strong academic student. She's also a quiet leader that leads with example and her behavior. In student services, Lily can be found during lunch, and often we have students that are lonely or have social anxiety eat upstairs, and she will always acknowledge them and include them in conversation without pushing them to participate. She's a quiet giant in a school of great kids.
Forward, and we will start with the elementary student of the month and her presenters. If you would also come forward, we can get pictures. And at the conclusion of the pictures, if anyone would like to not stay for the rest of the meeting, you are welcome to take your exit at that time.
You're gonna deal too. Get over, Mike.
Smile. One, two, three, smile. One more. One, two, three, squeeze. There we go.
Mom,
Job
Mom wants to fix it.
Okay. I have more social media.
Congratulations.
Oliver, come on up. Your teacher presenter.
He's a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
That's the way to say it.
Smile. One, two, three. One, two, three. Good.
And Caleb, come on up. And Mrs. Shiplett.
Yeah, come down. It's here.
Spelled correctly and
I
everything.
have a question over y'all, right? Yeah.
That's for instance.
Ready? Smile, big, good. One more. Perfect, thank you. Lily, what else, Lily?
Congratulations.
Smile. One more. Okay.
Congratulations.
All right, if anybody would like to make their, just make an exit, you are welcome to do so.
Oh, for Lily? Okay. I can do that.
Well, if I can say anything about the student of the month, since we've been doing it, I feel like there's always a different reason these kids are student of the month. So it's nice to not just hear they're a good kid and they deserve it. They always a really good reason. So we appreciate all of the teachers and administration as well. Before we move forward to consent items, I'm gonna pass the microphone to Kurt.
Yeah, it's too good to sit here. I gotta get up. Here. Podium. I actually invited some people here today because there's some, I think, some recognition. But first of all, Ms. Shiplett, if you come up here, or would you come up here too? Ms. White, would you come up too? Let's see. Ms. Fairchild's out here. Okay. You know, we go to great extents to recognize a lot of different people. Student months, our athletes, when they break their record, you know, when they get to the state, you know, they really it says sectional, regional, semi-state. But man, if we get to state, we do the banner, right? And so what's the next goal from that? Well, you go to college, you get into be the NCAA, compete on a national level, right? Well, we have some students, and I'd like for them to come up. It's our FFA judging team. They are going to compete on a national level. They are going to the National FFA contest. As a team, some individuals, you know, they put a lot of work into this. They've been to the meeting a couple times, right? Yeah. And they kind of told us of their achievements, but really what's not said is that they come up here to sharpen their skills of talking to the public, people they know, people they don't know, because in FFA, a lot of the contest is just that, right? It's sharpening the tools, getting better, right? A lot of time put in. I know that you guys have supported these kids along the way. That's what I'd like for you to do. Mr. Price, I know that you've helped out with them too. Parents, would you stand up, please? Give them a hand, everybody. Why we're here. We've got you guys here. And so we have some young ones. We have a group here that potentially over the next 4 or 5 years, and you bring on other people, we can achieve this goal again very easy. I think that we can get there with our parley. We get a parley team put together. It is very critical that we allow young kids to come to here and address the board, right? I think our Eagle Scout thing, I think that's going to be a great thing, right? I enjoy those kids that come up here and ask for that. So I'm going to get out of the way here, okay? Because part of it is you guys are going to talk, right? You're going to tell us what you guys are doing, because I know you're going to have to come to us and ask us for some travel time to maybe even go to some other state and sharpen your saw. So by the time you hit that national levels, right, that you're at your best. It doesn't matter where you place or not, but you're there. Be thankful. We are thankful, I should say, that you guys have taken the time to get there. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, thank you board members for not only allowing us to come and share how we've done that contest, but then also just allowing us to go on these trips and contests and giving these students the opportunity to grow as individuals and the reasons we want, and then, like you said, taking it to the next level at the national level. So. Okay, so before we dive into livestock judging, I want to give you guys an update of like what I've been doing with my creed real quick. So, after the March board meeting when we were last here, I got in touch with the National Creed Speaking letter. It all started off with the congratulations text from someone, to then informing me that they knew someone that has won the National Creed Speaking contest back in 2017. I've had 3 practices with him, and he's helped me tremendously. He's really helped me on the presentation of the creed, but also my response to questions. I know Ms. White can vouch, and so can I, that we wish we put a video need when I first started to where I am now. I know myself there's been a huge difference, and so has Ms. White. I still want to thank you for supporting me through this and allowing me to do the creed a couple of times at past board meetings. I'm looking forward to my presentation of the creed Tuesday, June 17th. Okay, so now the livestock judging. So after starting practice when school resumed, we started our season in December at Virginia Congress, where I was high overall individual winning the contest. Addison was close behind at 12. We were 13 of reasons and finished overall in 6th.
Hi, I'm Madeline McCain. I'm going to talk about a couple competitions. So first we had Whitco, which was on February 23rd, 2025. We competed at Whitco Livestock Judging Invitational, and we reached the 7th overall. On March 18th, we attended the Move Pass Livestock Judging Invitational, where the team was 8th overall. Claims ended with 16th overall. As we entered our junior and senior college contest, we attended Blackhawk on March 1st, where the team stood 6th overall and played on 8th high individual. I was in the junior division where I stood 15th high individual in my division. Then we go to our only senior college contest on March 29th and had an outstanding weekend. The team was fourth overall with Clayton being fourth high in overall individual. As a team, we were fourth high in reasons. Then Clayton and were taking some individual spots. Clayton was second high in cattle and sixth high in swine. And Aubrey was second high in sheep and goats and fifth high in swine.
So I had signed up, I'm gonna talk one more contest. So we attended the Liquid Community College on March 22nd. But we stood 11th high and 5th in hogs, and Clayton was 13th of in reasons. Next, we attended the Joliet Junior College on April 5th. We did not do too well at this contest because we were the 27th team. However, we learned from the experiences and we came back to here later. Next, we competed at the Lincoln Land Community College on April 17th. We stood 10th overall and 12th in reasons, and Clayton was 10th high overall. To round out our junior and senior college run, we competed at Illinois Central College on April 19th, where we were 9th high team, 3rd overall in reasons, and Clayton was 20th high.
Yeah, just to recap first, in those contests where we didn't do so well, there was over 800 contestants. So when you divide it out, we probably were a little closer to where we should have been safe. But to roll into getting to the state contest, we had to go to qualifiers this year. We were trying to shrink the contest down. So March 27th, we competed at Region 2, and this is where we got in. We were 9th overall team, and I ended up being 5th high individual, which qualified me as an individual. But we were in the top 10, so we got to stay there. The week later, we went to Region 4, which is also a state qualifier. We ended up 10th high team there, and didn't earn any individual awards, but we're together enough as a team to hang a banner there. And then we hit the state contest there a couple weekends ago on May 3rd, and this was the day that we were hoping for and compared and getting to all year. To start off, Aubrey was 10th high in beef, and she is just a freshman. I mean, we're competing against seniors, juniors. I ended up being 3rd high in beef, which is this wooden table here in front of us, and then we ended up 3rd high team. So as you see here, we go through all these super score up, and then that's how you get your overall team. We also ended up 4th high in reasons with very young team again. Individually, Clayton, I was 6th overall. Addison ended up 13th, and Aubrey was 21st. But getting to the good part, we stood 5th high overall, where we could secure the national trip, where we were going to the Exarban Stock Show. After a few days, we figured out that we were going to in September. And then something as a personal achievement, going back to those junior colleges, we go to 5 of them, they take your 4 best scores, and you add them all up. I was 16th overall individual after they had them out of the entire. Thank you guys, and
Can you real quick just tell us what grade you guys are in?
I was gonna say, if you guys didn't know, we have a junior, 2 freshmen, and then an 8th grader, so a very, very young.
Wow. All right, thank you for that. It's always great to hear all those accomplishments. Some of them happen outside of school on the weekends and things like that, and you don't ever, hear them all the time, so that's awesome. Moving forward to consent items, we have a lengthy list here. I'd like to get a motion for consent 4.1 through 4.37, and this includes some resignations, recommendations for internal transfers, as well as new hires. Also, we have several fundraisers and field trips here that we would like to get approved as well. So if I get a motion for 4.1 through 4.37, we can discuss these at any point.
Mr. President, I move to consent items 4.1 through 4.37.
Okay, any discussion or input? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of consent items 4.1 through 4.37 as presented, say aye. You're gonna vote online, I think. Okay, go. Oh, okay, before you vote.
Yeah. On the, here, this is evidence. We have a rate, which will be based off of our salary rate, right?
At a part-time position.
As a part-time position, no benefits of just 20 hours, right?
Yes, she has to work 2/3 of the contract.
Okay, just for the record of roughly. Okay.
Okay. Everyone is welcome to vote at this point if your box pops up.
Raise up a little higher.
Well, as we can tell, we still are working bugs out of this software, but,
I got, okay, I have Bill, Kirk, and Zach. Tim's came through. Can you look on Mike's? Chris.
With mine?
No.
there should be.
Okay, Mike's came
should-
through. Can you look at for Chris? No. Not yet. There. Okay.
Michelle's working in the background because the results showed up over here, so that's
Okay,
something
and
we've
it
been
showed up
working on.
there.
All right, so after a long story there, varies. One thing I would like to notate, we have several people, new hires are moving on, but Josh Long to the front, he has been selected as the new high school principal.
Yeah, 2 minutes, Jack. I'm just really excited for the opportunity. Looking forward to working with all the high school staff. Delphi, to the excellence that we all setting here, stakeholders, the entire room, want it to be. So I'm really excited. I've got to finish up my job now before moving forward, but they're kind of overlapping a little bit, but that's okay. It's exciting for me personally as my career moves forward, and also for Delphi to have a chance to kind of dip my hands in 6 through 12. So I'm excited for that. I appreciate kind words and confidence in myself and you guys moving forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we will be moving forward to the administrator reports right now, so we will start with the elementary school. Mr. Clark.
And to start off, I want to introduce our disciplinary teacher, Megan Bookmup. She has a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, a master's degree in curriculum instruction. She's a licensed ELTOR, and she has taught the last 8 years at North White. So welcome. I also want to give a special thank you to our Girls on the Rug club at the elementary school. Their community service project was putting in several hours landscaping in the front of BCES. Their sponsors are first grade teacher Greta Freiberger and permanent sub Elisa Brown. But many other parents also showed up and helped, and there was a lot of mulching, a lot of digging, a lot of planning. So yes, a special thank you to Girls on the Run. This week we are completing our COGAT assessment. That is a screener we use to help us with our identifying high ability students. That should be concluded by the end of the week. And tomorrow at 7 a.m. we will be welcoming moms into BCS. We're Methods with Moms. Last month we did Donuts with Dad. We had a great turnout, so we're expecting a great turnout tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, the middle school report, Mr. Long.
So the middle school's awesome, so I'm gonna give you a safety update. No, but we did have a big event last week with the safety, so I thought I'd use this time, to kind of give you a little quick update on that. Working with Mr. Darling, and his company, which he volunteered his company in time. We did a safety tabletop exercise. We had over 40 local safety personnel in this very room last Tuesday for about 3 to 4 hours, going over active assailant. We had the city police, sheriff, we had EMTs, we had fire, we had state police. I'm missing somebody. It was everybody imaginable. Everybody was here. Mr. Fincher, that does our emergency management, said unbelievable turnout, and praised Delphi for organizing it, and praised us for hosting it. We've made a lot of great strides. Obviously, we got a long way to go from the first event to finding the gaps and holes in those as we went through and talked to different departments, and the schools, has other things that we do have to do as well that we're coming through right now to get to that. So that was Tuesday morning, the 6th. So we had great feedback from all the departments, great ideas, having everybody in the same room was tremendous. And the next step of this process is to do the same thing, but located in the elementary building. And now we plan to do that in the fall. Kind of looking out even farther, it was an active assailant type of safety tabletop. The next step to that will then be pressuring that reunification plan for us, and then again for the elementary as well. So good steps there. I want to thank publicly all the local safety personnel that were here in attendance. They were magnificent. We've got a lot of questions about any of that. All right, thank you.
All right, Mrs.
So David wasn't able to come tonight, but I did want to share with you, I'll give it a David is a member of the Civil Air Patrol, and he received an award last week. He received the Billy Mitchell Award, which is a pretty prestigious award in the Civil Air Patrol. And Mom, you want to tell him exactly what it's for?
So David's been in Civil Air Patrol since he was 12. And so that ranked him up to cadet second. And so what he does, he goes to weekly meetings over in Canada, the American Legion. And what the basic thing about PAC is it's 4 core, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. So he spends a lot of time in planes going over to Purdue on doing, oh gosh, we've done a lot of stuff. David had done a lot of stuff. He went to encampment in July, and that beating heat. But what this is really, I was really excited when he got it. But I'll read just one paragraph on the back. The Billy Mitchell Award marks completion of phase 2 of the CAP Cadet Program, recognizing sustained excellence in all 4 areas of cadet life: leadership, aerospace, fitness, and character. Furthermore, Mitchell cadets must have passed a comprehensive examination on leadership in an aerospace topics that have completed a week-long encampment immersing them in a challenging core values and STEM environment. And so, yeah, this was pretty exciting.
I think you shared with me that only the top 15%.
Cadets that are in, yeah. I'll have to share with this, just a real quick, is that when David was at Central School, David did that Mark's Museum, and it was on the Wright brothers, and that summer they had that AATV out at Delphi Airport, and when they, I think they went after David, they were marketing, and asked David, when you want to fly, or have you ever flown? And David said, "Oh, I've never flown." So we're going right up there, boy. I mean, he's a little guy, but as you guys know, David had 2 years ago. So this was quite an accomplishment for David.
Congratulations. To brag about 4 students, they won the sophomore simulation with Mr. Tonsoni's class. So Nick Weiss, Abby DeLuca, Kelsey Holt, and Lincoln Parks went Friday. They went to the state capitol. They attended a ceremony. They were given behind the scenes for our section that they won. They were in the top. Actually, they were the top #1 of our section. And then prom was held Saturday, May 3rd. It was a success. I had a lot of fun, and so did the kids. And there were quite a few students that came and enjoyed themselves.
Thank you. Mr. Dale. Start off with, I sent you guys an email towards the end of the day today. Mrs. Brown and Mr. Long have been talking about a different project for quite a while. It's one of those that's something we feel we do need in the short term to fix some problems we've had. But it's one of those projects kind of been looking for the chance to do it. We felt like maybe we do now. So I thought I'd give you some of that information. We don't have anything formal for this meeting, but basically the lockers down in the heating area, they're all 30+ years old and they're steel. They've seen better days. It definitely needs some love and attention. And so we've got some that are rusty or banged up just from use over 30 years and all that. So I've documented all that. So if you have any questions on those, you can see it. We've had a few companies come in and quote different ideas. While we're at it, we're going to try to tackle another each, or is just the locker room, the way that the athletic locker room area was set up. You can't see to the back. Years ago, that was a concern, but nowadays it's a much bigger concern for us. So they even quoted some ideas to be able to see the better as far as teachers go. So that's kind of in the area there. One company is offering install, one is not. And a third company we run in didn't even have any interest in the project just because they're not going to match the needs of what we're looking for. So they didn't even bid it out. But that's kind of stuff we're working on right now. So I just want to kind of put on there. Positive note, I just got notice as I was walking in, we broke another track record tonight. Not sure what it is, or who did it, we'll find out here shortly. But it's the last middle school meet of the year, and they broke that'd be their third most record of the year. Fourth overall, because we also have one night. And then I wanted to just do a public thank you. Mike and Becky and Ariskin, everybody out at Abbey Living are absolutely the most welcoming, top shelf group to work with. We hope that this month this weekend had probably over the tickets. I think we had over 300 people there at one point. Plus obviously all the girls, coaches, and all the people that come along with it. So I mean you're talking 300 people out there hanging out all weekend. That was really fun. Again, at the same time doing that. And we'll be coming back next week for the conference tournament. And so just a big thank you to them. Obviously, work with them to do what they do. And they're pretty awesome to work with. So. All right, thank you. Okay, moving forward here, new business. I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6.1 and 6.2. 6.1 is the Ever-Driven Transportation Option for McKinney-Vento. And then 6.2 is Culver Groups. Mrs. Brown?
Okay. The first item on the new business agenda is for Ever-Driven. I'm gonna have Laura come up and talk a little bit more about this as well, but if you are, for the public, if you're not familiar with the McKinney-Vento Act, it is a federal law that provides support for students who are homeless or displaced during a school year, and it allows students to remain at their school of choice, whether that be the school they started out in at the beginning of the year or the new school where they are displaced to. And schools typically will share costs, but we have it's a difficult situation to navigate transportation-wise. So, Laura, if you want to talk about maybe where we travel to go and get students and how that works and what this company will provide solutions.
Ever-Driven is kind of like Lyft or Uber. They're a national transportation solution company that will transport students across district lines should we need them to. The drivers have to pass 18 screening requirements. Their vehicles are inspected on a regular basis. They're competent. This year, we have students that have lived. Some of these students have moved multiple times throughout the school year. But Frankfurt, Dayton, West Lafayette, those are the only ones that we really transport ourselves that we have to provide. The parents of some of the students are bringing their students into the school district for us. This year alone, I've been working with Neil Kendall, so she's giving me statistics. 15 families, which are 28 students that have been identified as the definition of homeless by the state. 6 families or 11 students have had special transportation requests. 5 of the families, 10 students were displaced across district lines. So, with our limited extra buses that anybody can drive in the current state of a couple of them, we're really limited on time. We've worked with that this year. We're just looking for approval to this company to help us fill in some gaps should at some point in time. We've been able to work magic throughout this year. But to get to the point where we can't, we need a backup plan.
One of the things I look at is that even when the families bring their students to the school still has to reimburse them for mileage. And so that can become costly as well. This program would allow us to, it does charge by the mile, but it includes, it's not a contract, so we can engage with them when we need them and disengage with them as we see fit. But it would just be another tool for us to allow our students to get here more easily and without having to stretch the current fleet of buses and bus drivers that we have beyond our limits.
There is a per trip fee along with that mileage fee, but I could put 10 students in their vehicle at that time and they can take them all wherever they need to go. But you're still paying it.
And this is also paid with grant money, so it doesn't come out of our operations fund, it doesn't come out of our education fund, unless we exceed the grant money that we receive, which has happened before, but we typically are able to help for.
Are the people driving, do you know, are they employees of this company or are they contractors?
I don't know. I don't know that their contract stated what they were.
I mean, like Uber, they own their own car.
Right.
We just have to.
So this, they have to be at least 18 They have ongoing criminal background checks through the Department of Justice within sex offender registries. They have to be in a drug and alcohol screening program that checks that regularly and randomly, and then they have to complete the ever-driven, their safe ride education course. So those are the requirements.
Right. On something like this, we probably need to see a certificate of insurance and see how much insurance they have, so that if something happens, that they're first in line, and that it's more than just somebody carries the minimum insurance on their own.
What's the cost per month?
That did not make it into the packet. It should have been in the packet, because I've seen that information.
Well, I should just try to figure it out. So let's look at it as an aspect that really works, right?
Right.
How many buses is currently taking to schools? Please, right here. What are you, 3 or 4?
3.
So 3, so that would replace the cost of those buses if this is not going here. Disagree? There will be buses for people to drive those buses if this will work. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's potential, right? So it'd be nice to look at what that cost savings is versus the cost of it, even though it's grand, where that may be. Because there's no doubt that everybody's heard it, we're going to get tight on money over the next 3 years. And so we need to look at where there is a true cost savings.
Like I said, so far we've been able to, I've had teachers offer to drive some of our McKinney Benzos, as long as I can get them a vehicle, they'll take them. It's some sort of time that it's gonna come where.
So back-
I said, have you ever had somebody McKinney Benzos? He's like, never, this is the most that we've ever had. And I'm like, please.
We're gonna caution about using our employees for driving somebody. That's basically it. So, because they're not qualified to, 1, insure, 2, provide themselves driving, that's not a good thing.
I guess what does it make a difference if they're a coach or anything, if they've been trained on the auxiliary class?
Well, I'm not saying about, I'm just saying for their personal vehicle.
Oh, no, right.
And that's not happening.
No, they're all personal vehicles.
They're all corporations.
Right, yeah. It's $35 per trip fee and $2.80.
And then, handle all these? Are they like driving a bus, is that why I said, or a van or something?
It depends on the needs that we would have. If we had 5 that needed to go to Lafayette, then we could take all 5 of those. Based on per
area.
Well, yeah, if I only had 2 kids and somebody with a 2-passenger, 4-passenger car coming, we're a little bit driving around.
Regarding the insurance, they cover $1 million of general liability insurance on each automobile and $1 million accidental policy. They have a $4 million sexual misconduct liability insurance policy for all of their drivers. And
Do they have an umbrella or excess policy?
Do you see the policy?
and then an employer liability $1 million.
So they own the fleets. So they're a nationwide company, and so are they out of Lafayette or Indy or where?
It's based in Colorado.
Yeah.
But they have local,
Right.
local operators.
So I'm just curious, I mean, if you call in, if they, are they able to react today, tomorrow, if you have any idea?
From the online meeting that Neil and I had, you basically go to the app and say, I need you to go to Lafayette with that address, and she'll be there.
Is it on those? Is it 2-way or is it single out? I mean,
Correct.
It was just to the departure or the drop off.
so they don't charge for them between lines.
Correct. Because they could pick up somebody else after that. Like I said, this is just the backup to the backup plan. Just never know when you're from the next who could be in this situation. Be hurt, kids or grandkids. We have to have a way to pick them up.
I would actually, okay, so Neil did submit all of this paperwork to us, and for some reason, the actual contract did not get included in the packet. My recommendation would be that we table this approval till next meeting, that way you would have an opportunity to review the contract to that resident. But I do think this is a really creative and necessary solution for us, because we have had some really difficult situations that Laura has had to make significant adjustments to daily schedules, and kids not getting into where they need to be on time or getting late, getting those kids to school here late. And so I think this is a really good option to support those students and their families.
Okay, so we need a motion from me to table this till next meeting.
I will rescind my first motion and ask for 6.1 to be tabled until next week.
Okay, I'm control 6.1 until the next board meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Sorry, Michelle, that's it.
No, I wasn't, yeah, I know.
We'll get it. Okay, so at this point, I need a motion to discuss 6.2, which is the children's resource.
Second.
Mrs. Brown.
This was shared with you in an agenda update last week. There is information in contracts that will not be shared publicly, but I would just ask that you would approve this contract for evaluation services for one of our students.
So everyone did get that in their email. If you do have a question or comment, it has to be very likely comes about this point or at this point.
Where did money come from?
Special education grant 611 part B.
Okay.
This is solely based off that for those child's needs is what this is about. It's not like a forever contract. It's based off that need of that child, as long as it's needed, right?
No, it's just for contracted services, one-time evaluation contracted services.
Okay, it's just evaluating. Okay. So just one time that they.
It's not open.
Right.
Okay, all in favor, are we voting on that, Michelle? You've got that? Okay, Michelle will send you the opportunity to vote for 6.2. All right, motion carries. 6.3, I'd like to get a motion to discuss the Spear and Landmark Aquatic Company pool chemicals.
Right. This is just a request for our annual renewal of chemicals and supplies for our pool that happen to total above the $5,000 threshold. Spear is pretty much the only pool company in our area that does service high school pools, and so they are the ones that provide our chemicals to us because they are the ones that service the pool as necessary. So I would ask for your approval, and Norma Carpenter, thanks very much. Should we approve?
Any questions or comments?
Would you state that out, Mr. President?
I will. This is a spend for Spear for pool chemicals for a total of $6,653.
points of vote, but do you know how much of an increase that is from last year?
I can find out for you.
I'm sure it's up. but-
I'm sure it is too, everything's up.
I mean, the shipping alone.
It's very heavy.
Michelle, did you, get your results?
I've only got 2. There's another one. Tim and Gil.
Yeah, we got mine.
Yeah, I voted. That's how it should. Nope, close
Oh,
that.
Gil's came in.
Does it show how many times I've voted? Because that might be.
I got it.
Gil has voted 18.
All out of sway the votes.
Only one of Gil's votes count, motion carries, all. Okay, after 6.3 has passed, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6.4 voice systems, software maintenance for K-Time. Someone. Ron?
Okay, what you have in your packet is an invoice from Voice Systems, so this is our accounting management software. They also track our hourly employees' time, they clock in, clock out using this system. This is a yearly software maintenance fee that we have paid in the past. We've been in Voice long time, 15 plus years. And the amount for that is $6,360. For your approval to continue with that program.
Is that an increase at all? How much?
It wasn't significant, I mean.
Is this, are they, a normal school provider? Is that
Yes.
fair?
Huge school provider. Right.
All right, motion carries. I didn't see a hiccup there, so that's good. All right, moving forward, I'd like to get a motion to discuss 6.5, the computer science technology teacher proposal.
I would say no.
Mrs. Brown?
Okay, this is actually a proposal from Mr. Long, kind of wearing dual hats there. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Mr. Long.
So our current 8th graders, with the new diploma coming out, there's a need for them to take a computer science class to graduate, an intro level one. So within that, we are kind of tied a little bit with having people that are able to do that. Also with some revamping and moving of staff, our middle school was short, an elective for 6th and 8th graders to take. By the state, we're supposed to offer technology at the middle school, which we are. We're offering CTE to our 7th grade, but this would, you're not just checking a box. This would actually give a legitimate technology kind of pathway. 6th, getting at 8th, and then obviously that intro level as they do our freshmen for that graduation need. So we were kind of able to, if you guys would kindly approve, this would 2 birds with 1 stone. And helping both the high school and the middle school. Questions?
So if I understand you right, there'll be a cost control. Like you said, we lost the position.
Right.
So it won't be, it's any added cost. It's just basically moving dollars around.
One thing to note as well, so it's a state mandate that we offer computer science. We need to comply with that, but also, this would give us a foundation for pathways that students can complete that computer science pathway for their graduation requirements. So choose to take that path.
Anything else for me?
Thank you. Ms.
your screen. We must be getting faster here.
We're getting smarter.
Shouldn't have said it. Motion carries. All right. Moving forward, under new business, 6.6, make the motion to discuss RIP equipment for medium, high, low activity chair. Brown?
So this is an invoice, at the request of Mrs. All. We have a need in the elementary for, this specific chair for students with special needs. It allows students who are immobile to, remain upright, secure, and be able to participate in the everyday activities of their, able-bodied peers. It is a very expensive piece of equipment, but the thinking is, we do not have any in the district right now, and, we will likely need one of these in the future with this particular is the device, so, if necessary, to meet this child's needs, and we would ask that you approve that. This too will come out of our 611 parking grant.
Is this a static or mobile chair?
It is a, it's a static.
Cost on that.
$5,066.25.
Good discount.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. Should be able to vote at this time. All right, motion carries. New business 6.7, I'd like to get a motion to discuss creative floor coverings for all of.
So moved. Second.
All right, Mrs. Brennan.
Okay, so there are several proposals. Michelle has done a really good job of labeling them all for you to review. This includes Camden, the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school. This is part of the carpeting schedule that has been in place for several years now, so this is not abnormal in terms of the amount that has been approved in the past. This, the cost to cover the replacement of the carpeted areas on the proposals would come out of our bond money. And for Camden Elementary, the cost will be $26,286. So we're going through that as well. We attempted to get 2 additional, addition creative coverings, however, the other 2 companies declined in the project. So we've used creative floor coverings in the past, and I'm pleased with their service. Camden is $26,286 for it's in the agenda. It's the teacher's lounge, front entry walkway, door number 1 walkway, and then the front entry area is for the elementary, $49,171, and that is for 2nd and 4th grade classrooms, along with 3 additional classrooms that are outside of the grade level spots. For the middle school, 2, 3, 4, 5 classrooms in the teacher's lounge for a cost of $20,994. And then for the high school, $44,094, and that is for 7 classrooms, plus the nurses station and teacher's lounge. And in the nurses lounge, or in the nurses station and the teacher's lounge, that would all be vinyl. So classrooms are carpeted, and then some of those other areas are vinyl.
So this tallies $140,745 for all.
That's bond.
We have spent very little of our 2.2 million, so this will be a very small percentage of that. This is actually the first major dip into that money. Yes.
That's actually still out of the.
It's the old, no, it's the old bond. Okay, so this will finish off the old bond. Very good. Patreon. Even better.
Okay. More questions, comments? Okay, motion carries. Nearing the end of new business, 6 point, I'd like to get a motion to discuss teacher program. Second. Okay.
Okay, so these are somewhat late additions, and there is an unfortunate reason for that. We spoke last month about deferring a request for refreshing devices because we had trouble getting quotes that companies would fulfill. They would submit a quote, and then there was their global political news would come out about tariffs, and then they would rescind that quote. So Joe got a proposal at 4:00-ish on Friday for student devices and about 4:00-ish today for teacher devices. So Joe, do you want to talk a little bit about the proposals that are before the board?
So our teachers currently, a lot of them have Chromebooks and desktops that are bought in 2019. Chromebooks are starting to fail. So looking at a creative way to solve this problem, instead of buying teacher Chromebooks and desktops, I want to buy one nice teacher Windows desktop that also have a docking station, so it can be used like a desktop, but they can take it where they want to. They can use it at home or conferences or wherever. So I was looking at trying to find the best way to use our budget to do that. And so I don't want to replace third and eighth grade Chromebooks this year, but that'll be our long-term plan, and we'll resume that next year. So in order to save some money on teacher devices so that we can do them all in one year and not have to do it in phases, this is kind of the plan that I came up with. And it has been difficult trying to get quotes from different companies. And actually the Bloom quote is the one that has the lowest cost for the Acer C734T devices. And so we'll get third grade devices this year for the students, and then we'll continue with third and grade next year, and then every other year for kindergarten, first, fourth, second grade next year as well. And I won't have to buy teacher devices next year, so I'll have money to buy all three of those levels for students next year. Yeah, so for the student devices, Bloom had the best quote, and for the teacher devices, Run had the best quote.
I would add, I want to thank Joe for working really hard on this because it's been hard to tack down a price and get a good deal. He's been very diligent with getting the best value that we can, and also his creativity in finding ways to reduce cost, being able to narrow down the number of devices that we need to buy for teachers by giving them a laptop that can walk into a station and act like a desktop is a really good solution to save and be fiscally responsible in our technology. So I appreciate that.
And it looks like the total spend is $34,595. Is that correct?
For student ones, I think it's $32,357.
Okay. For the student, or is that total?
Ones. For the teacher ones, it would be $58,000.
Okay, yes.
Here it says 35,595.
Or 34,595 is the
Price for the 110 student ones.
Bloom has the better.
Turn it over. Turn it over to CEW. There you go. With that, give
CDW.
It's lower than what we've got though.
So I don't think that the board got all of the quotes for the student devices.
Yeah, I only had CDW.
This one here, you got handed out.
Yeah, that's the only one I had.
I don't think, if they don't have it, then I don't have it either.
So real quick on the teacher, or on the teacher one, docking stations, does that price include the docking stations itself that you gotta have in?
It does not. I was finding something around $40, but same thing, the price keeps fluctuating. So once I have one that I can get a PO for, I can lock in the price. I was going to do that same thing.
I like the teacher solution.
Okay.
Do you want me to share it with you?
Can you put it on the screen?
Yes.
We have the Bloom quote for the teacher devices, but we don't have it for the student devices. And especially if that's the one that we're gonna go with. So okay, so board, what you have in front of you, the one that has the Bloom quote on it, that is for teacher, it's not the student devices. And so Joe's gonna share what the student device is that he's recommending. There was only one that got included in the packet.
Share it with you. Yeah, so this quote includes the licenses that we need also. Can you scroll down? 3292.30.
So, can you say that one more time?
32 what?
I'm sorry, $32,357.
And that is for all third grade refresh
Third grade, yes.
student devices.
All third grade student devices.
So what's the grand total of teachers and students?
Okay, so that's one quote. And then the teacher quote that you're recommending is for
The rowing devices.
rowing, which is in your packet. That was printed out. And that is for $58,050. Is that correct?
Yes.
So again, we apologize that this was not in the packet last week, but again, we're having a lot of difficulty and we want to take advantage of these prices and they won't last until June.
So with the two different quotes, I've got $90,407. I think there were a couple pennies in there. And then you're providing us with the lowest quotes for both options. And have a lot of time to react if they might pull this together. Is that correct?
Correct.
Joe, just to clarify, with Bloom, they're saying that that price is guaranteed regardless of what happens to tariffs. Because they also are saying any applicable tariffs or fees will apply. I'm confused by their footnote.
But we're not going with blue.
Well, you are on the.
For the student devices.
For the student, okay.
Yeah, but we're only approving a certain amount.
I know it.
And as soon as I put the PO in, I can.
That will lock in that price without concern for what may happen.
Yeah, the problem with which happened last month, was they gave me a quote, and then before the board meeting, they said, well, I'm not on that anymore. Yeah, and so they resumed the quote.
I have a grand total of $90,407.60.
This has been appropriated. as well. So it's not like it's a new,
This isn't really.
unpredicted cost.
It's not a spur of the moment
Yeah.
thing, it just seems to be because of the way they make it.
So question to you, this is the plan, right, to go. What happens if next year we can't, or the following year because of funding gets cut, so we gotta make cuts and we just can't do it? Are we set to go forward and be able to handle our needs for the next year or two until funding maybe reappears? Because just because you got 90,000 in here, maybe next year it's anticipated it may not get there. Because funding is going to get cut.
I mean, we might have to be creative, but all of our devices that we have now will be able to be updated through 2031.
Okay.
So as long as they physically last.
That's what I mean, physically, right?
I've
We
had
don't know.
Drew going through and refurbishing some of our old stairs.
Right.
We've got a ring, so that might not cover an entire third grade, but pretty close. We couldn't order any at all, but if I needed to on grade, I could probably close $30,000.
Just thinking out the future, we all gotta be plan ahead and not think that just because the apple's on the tree, it doesn't mean something else. Sure.
But if you look at the teacher devices, this will save us over $50,000.
Are they bigger touch screens too or not?
The student ones and the teacher one.
Yours are, schools are, okay. I encourage you to docs, I mean, we were, what should be done in docs.
All right, makes sense.
It's a good point.
You don't need two devices.
I have
It's
that
good
in
one.
my Amazon cart and they work out.
After day, we get back in.
All right. You should see your voting ability show up.
You're good, Tim. Tim.
All right, votes are in. Motion carries. All right, last item on the new business, 6.9, I'd like to get a vote to discuss Indian Trails Career Cooperative Vocational District and agreement.
Okay. This is an annual agreement that we have with Indian Trails. It's kind of funny that if we ever want to get out of Indian Trails Cooperative, we give them a 2-year advance notice. But each year we sign the contract agreeing on the formula for ADM. So all of that is in here. Basically, it is our cost. Just outlines the formula that we will pay per share for ADM of our students, whether we receive those students or we send them out to other schools in our cooperative. I have to say, West River and the other schools that participate in the cooperative are fabulous and provide our students with a lot of excellent opportunities. I couldn't be more pleased with our participation in that cooperative, so I would ask that you would accept this yearly.
Questions or comments?
The 11 corporations in it?
yours on, Michelle?
I don't have anybody's.
We haven't got that yet. There it is.
Okay.
All right, motion carries. Okay. All right, new business is done. Moving forward to corporation update.
Well, that was a lot, so thank you all for bearing with as we got through all of the consent items. It has been a busy time of year, but we are fiscally doing really well. So our percent, our budget goal for our year, we are right at a third, 33%. But we have, we are at 28.7% in our education operating spending. So we're doing really well. And we had some bigger ticket items that we asked you to consider tonight at our somewhat routine, but all have been either appropriated for, accounted for, and will maintain our district very nice. So I'm excited about that.
I think there's a decimal error in one of the professional services. They're going down on the top far right, it looks like.
Yes.
Behind
What did
math teacher can't have it.
I'll have to fix that.
I can tell you what.
That's all I can see.
But 48,000 has been spent, and our appropriation is 139,000. So we're well below. Where- Yes. Yeah.
All right, now we will move forward to the corporation.
Okay. Well, Josh really led the way in terms of the meeting that he talked about in his report. But I want to thank him for organizing a really professionally well thought out tabletop. Just basically, we're talking through a really unfortunate situation. We don't like to think about school safety issues. We don't like to think about active shooters. But I can say more frequent are natural disasters, or I've even been a part of a bomb threat situation where we had to evacuate the school building. Those conversations are so important. So I want to thank Josh for being our school safety officer for the corporation and for organizing that. But I also want to specifically thank Chief Mullen with the Delphi Police, Sheriff Liggett with the Sheriff's Department, Mike Fincher, Dan Doolin, Chief of Fire. Really just finding out, I think the most beneficial part of that whole conversation was finding out how we each communicate with one another so that we're all using the same kind of language and understanding their protocols versus our protocols. It was so beneficial. And again, not something we like to think about, but want to highlight to the community that it is something we think about and we reflect on, and we review our practices, as those things occur. It's something that's front of mind on a regular basis, so that we're always improving where we find issues and needs. So thank you to that whole process. Last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and I want to take time to thank the amazing teachers and staff at Delphi Community School Corporation. They go above and beyond every day in what they do and make a difference in students' lives. I want to thank the administration at each building and the PTOs that provided snacks and fun activities and think something every day for the teachers to just show how much we appreciate them. It's 1 week, and that's really not enough, but I just wanted to make sure that we publicly acknowledge that we so appreciate our teachers. And then lastly, we have lots of exciting events coming up for seniors. So we'll talk about some of those dates here in a minute, but I do want to take a moment to thank Mrs. Kirkwood, and Mrs. Gaines, and Mrs. Shiflett, the senior class sponsors, Mrs. Dowell and Mr. Wright. They are busy preparing and making sure that our graduation ceremony, our honors night program, meet a level of the level of professionalism and importance that this time of year brings, and just honors our senior students for all that they've accomplished. So I want to thank them because they're working hard behind the scenes. It doesn't just come together in a snap. So thank you to them. And that is all I have for tonight.
Okay. Good, we don't have any public thank
We
you
do not
at
have
this
any public
point.
thank yous right now.
So moving forward, some future dates here. June 8th here in the Abbey and Living Memorial Library. We'll have our regular board meeting at 6:30 p.m. The last student day of school is May 22nd. Summer school begins May 27th. Graduation is May 31st at 10 a.m. I would also challenge our staff and teachers to be there. It's exciting for those kids to see those teachers pass, support them. And I'd like to see, I personally am calling it the teachers to show up. Also, Honors Night, May 30th. The top 10 dinner is June 5th, so that's a Thursday. And then Laura has a bus driver hiring event, time and date. All right.
Send all your friends.
Send all your friends, get your CDLs.
She's the coolest transportation director in Indiana to work for.
Is this posted online?
She really is.
Okay. Any other members?
I'm not, I can't make it to the night. Date is on Sunday.
Oh, well, yeah, I follow the leader around here sometimes. Sorry. So June 9th, if you're the correct date for our board meeting, I will not be. Okay, board comments. Mr. Strasser.
Our senior here, so she will probably not be.
Miss Kelly.
Well, as always, thank you to all of you guys for allowing me this opportunity, and to everyone who's worked behind the scenes this year. So I'm ready for it to be over. It's been a good year, and it definitely wouldn't have gone smoothly without you guys. So you don't get thinking enough. We do appreciate it. Ready to take it.
All right, Mr. Schwarzkopf.
I'm not gonna say much, I already did. The only thing I would ask though on a future agenda item is, one of the doors that came in the back, the northwest door, Mr. Longer, actually, you know, there's no entry, safety thing to get in and out there, so when they're out of recess, they're actually gotta go down 4 doors to get in, so I don't know if that's something we can look at. Just swipe for that. It's been that way for years, but you know, that's the concern when they run there. So anyway, just a real quick, thank you to our teachers, all the people that showed their appreciation for that. The union, I know they're involved, and I only got to be there, I know that. Again, everybody that came tonight, I appreciate it. I really do. Our people, were still here or something? There he is, back here. I can't even see because of the chair. You know, congratulations on all the records and stuff. It's really great for that to happen. And please keep bringing them forward to who they are. Maybe we need to get them in here, you know, after the season is done, maybe sometime. To our FFA, again, thank you very much. Great. And good luck to keep growing. I'll stop there.
Big meeting tonight. Thank you to everybody that's here. We appreciate seeing folks in attendance. The FFA group, I appreciate you guys a lot. It's really exciting to see that rebound coming and happening. And so 3 times this year we get to visit her. So let's keep winning so we get to keep seeing you come back, right? But really great work. for David Burkhardt, what a great honor. Congratulations to him and his family for the recognition that he got with that Civil Air Patrol. Chip, I was going to mention as we start to look at some things that need repairs, the football field, locker rooms, concessions, bathrooms, lack of water, lack of hot water, some don't work. Those are things that we've really got to get on our list and get some serious work done down there to make it more functional. I do hear complaints as I'm cooking pork burgers about different things in the restrooms. That's disappointing because we hear a lot of other compliments, and that's encouraging as well. But so anyway, something to put on your list of things that are constantly needing updated. So let's see, last thing I want to mention, Indian Trails just had an annual awards night. Do they still do that, recognizing our teachers that are in the cooperative
We
services?
just finished, they just put out voting for that, so honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's not been put on our calendar.
Okay. I just recognize that we haven't recognized those teachers that have won awards and done well outstanding for the cooperative. But, and to all of our teachers, thank you for really everything you do every day. The students love it so much. As Rebecca said, thank you, Rebecca, for schooling here. Really, they feel it every single day, and they all have those teachers that they'll never forget. So thank you to all of our teachers and staff for making it possible and keep the facilities up and running. And our administrators, you are constantly working and trying to keep everything afloat. We really do appreciate you. Mr. Nickel.
I think it's just about all been said, hasn't it?
I tried to.
Yeah, well, I appreciate everything that everybody's doing, teachers, transportation director, athletic director, the FFA, you guys are doing an outstanding job. Even not a farm boy, it's pretty cool to hear how you guys are improving. It seems like every time you guys come back, you're always raising that bar a little bit higher, and by the time you guys get to be seniors, I think you're going to reach that highest mark that you can. So keep up the hard work. It sounds like you're doing a great job. And nice to hear about the athletes and the records. Some of them in middle school. Is that correct? Third middle school. Yeah, this year. And maybe one more thing to put on your list is basketball scoreboards.
It's already like that here, right?
It's been on there for a while. And congratulations, Josh.
All right, Bruce.
I'd like to say thank you and welcome to everyone that was visited today. We were so packed here tonight to sit.
It's funny, it's good.
I can't say enough how impressed I am that FFA is going to the national contest. This was an athletic event, it's the equivalent of winning the state championship. Might be more. I'm just feel proud of them for the fun job. We never did a bigger sport than me. I'd like to congratulate Jessica Baines. She just finished up her master's degree in counseling, and now she's got her certification. That's your second master's degree. I know it takes a lot of work to do that. So that's appreciated. I'd like to wish all the seniors and everyone that's taking finals coming up here in a couple weeks to go on that stressful time. Thank you to all the teachers for everything you've done in your corner. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in graduation on May 31st at 10 a.m.
I'm back to echoing my fellow board members' thoughts, because I think they did well. I would like to call out the students being here. I think that that has been a great addition, and that one's going to last quite a while with us.
Okay, yep, wrapping up here, I do want to thank the girls on the run group, landscaping down at the elementary school. Delphi Community School Corporation, that shows the community that we have. We have about whether it was for the safety meeting with all the area departments. It sounds like that was probably one of the top events that we've had most recently, and a huge event for us to make sure that we were in a safe area. The kids don't have to worry about anything. So, just the community in general, I want to thank, as well as obviously everyone here in school. You know, make it one time we'll get it. We'll get everybody. But yeah, and glad to hear prom was a success. A lot with a bunch of rowdy high school kids. You have to keep them together. You have to keep them in charge and make sure they don't do anything they shouldn't. So sounds like everything went well there. Graduation, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait out. So I just want to once again invite everyone to show up. It's gonna be exciting. So I just have one more motion, and that is for adjournment. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. It is adjourned.